Well, happy Monday evening to everybody out there. I hope you're having a fantastic day. What a gorgeous day we've had here in Middle Tennessee. Hopefully you were able to get out of the house a little bit and go out and have a little fun outdoors. Once again, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are sheltered in place and unable to host trivia live and in person. So we're doing the next best thing, and that is hosting here on Facebook Live. First and foremost, guys, we hope you are enjoying our streams. If you think you have anybody else that you think would enjoy the game and would like to participate, go ahead and share the post, tag their team or tag their name, anything that you think will get their attention. We'd love to have as many people on board as we possibly can. Of course, it is free to play, and we want you to play at home. Tonight is our movie trivia night. We're going to have two of our regular players, one of our former hosts, playing with us tonight. All movie trivia. We're going to go all over the spectrum on this, different genres, different eras of film. It's going to be an absolute blast. First and foremost, we want to thank all of our regular locations, and we can't wait to be back with them. Ahart's Pizza Garden and Level 3. Those are the two places we would be tonight. We cannot wait to be back with them. Hopefully, with the news released today, maybe in only 2 more weeks, we'll be back with them. 2 weeks to the day. Hopefully, we'll have more details on that as it goes. Also, Legends, Hop Springs, MJ, Station Grill, Stars and Strikes, Sammy B's, our regular locations. Cannot wait to be back with them. And the Bavarian Beer House is Bavarian Beer House is our next location. We're going to be starting that soon. We were supposed to be starting that before all of this happened, so we'll be adding a 9th location very, very soon. That stay-at-home order they did release today. That will end on April 30th. I do need to let everybody know we do not know for certain if that includes us. So we're playing this day by day. Information seems to kind of shift a little bit within a 24, 48-hour span. So hopefully that is the way it will happen, and we'll be back with you here very shortly. Hopefully that will be the case. We're going to bring in our contestants at this time. Many of you know them. Some of you do not. Tonight will be Clint from Can't Stand Ya. Clint, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing good. And Clint, you're going to be going against one of my former hosts, a gentleman by the name of Corey Cummings. Now, Clint, I have just recently learned in the last couple of weeks that you actually wrote for a movie blog for quite some time. Is that correct?
Yeah, I created a movie blog because I was bored. I decided to write one movie review, old stuff, for 365 days. So I had 365 movie reviews in the first year.
Wow, you did one a day. That's intense. That's a lot.
And sometimes I was a little drunk, so I had to backdate it. But running my own blog, I could do that.
Right. That's the power of doing it yourself.
Now,
was it any particular genre, era, or was it just whatever you felt like doing, whatever piqued your interest?
It was anything and everything. I've grown up with movies, and so I just would write about anything, really.
Well, that's going to lend well to you tonight, I believe. Now we're going to bring in Corey Cummings. Corey, one of my past hosts, also a former Brainiac League champion, multi-Brainiac League champion, currently a high school teacher. But Corey, you, since I've known you since day one, you and I have had a lot of conversations revolving around film.
Oh, that's very true. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Thank you.
Okay, good. Sorry, I couldn't hear myself for a second here. Because I'm using a microphone, not because my ears aren't working. That sounded like I can't hear me. Yeah, I mean, I think we've had some really great film conversations for sure, and I was always drawn to that. Anytime that category came up in the game when I was playing, I was always thrilled because I was like, okay, I can contribute to the team today, and have always loved just getting really enmeshed in the minutia of movie making and completely useless trivia, and then discovering 20 years later that there was a reason why I know who directed Three Ninjas.
Three Ninjas.
Finally, I have a purpose for knowing that.
It's It's going to be fun for me to have two guys like you on that really enjoy the movie part, because I do have a good amount of people that tell me I have too much movie and entertainment-based stuff in my trivia, and maybe that's because I personally love movies as well. I don't think I'm going to put myself on the same level as you guys as far as knowledge. I just have always enjoyed, I love sports. That's probably the number one thing I miss the most during all of this, but I love going to movie theaters. I love the experience. I love the smells. I love the audio, the visuals. To me, there's just nothing quite like a Friday night, Sunday night, whatever it might be, getting up and going to the movie theater. There's just nothing that really replicates that. No matter how much money you put into a home theater, there's nothing quite like getting up and going to the theater.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, I think that's something that my oldest memories of film are in, movie theaters. I always I always felt like that was a magical place. And that's one of the it's super tough, I've always watched most of the movies that I watch at home, but I'm still someone who loved to go to the theater, especially you would pick out specific ones like, oh, I've got to see that on the biggest screen possible, and it's been kind of tough not to have that option right now, and for the foreseeable future, I guess, which is scary, but it's the theatrical experience has always been something.
I know that when I booked my first gig at the Capitol Movie Theater, I was so excited about it. After my wife, I believe you were the first person I called.
You sent those pictures to me. I was just like, oh man.
Yeah, it's just
love that old style theater. It's great. It's so evocative. It makes you feel something before you've even sat down to a movie. So
they did such a good job with that place, renovating it, modernizing it, putting all the amenities that we've come to expect in a movie theater, but still keeping those bones to it, to where you feel the nostalgia and the history in the building, and so hopefully we'll be back over there as well. We're going to have our next one in line is Disney trivia, and of course we always feature that with an actual film after we're done with the trivia. That's always a lot of fun. All right, let's go over the rules, guys, for everybody at home as well. Each player will have 40 seconds to answer a question, but they could not give the answer until the final 5 seconds, which gives the viewers at home a chance to answer. If a player is wrong, the other player will get a chance to answer. Essentially, each player will get 2 questions per turn unless they miss question 1, and then their opponent gets it correct. So if you miss question 1 and the other player gets it right, the next question goes to the second player. However, if you miss question 1 and the other player gets it wrong as well, it will go back to you for one more question. You're always going to get 2 questions unless you miss the first one and the other player gets it right, but you can never get more than 2 points in a row. The player with the most points after 20 questions, or when our 50-minute game clock expires, will be our winner. Again, there was a little bit of confusion. I had some people messaging me. So essentially, in my opinion, the best way to go about this, or to think about it, is you get 2 questions every time unless you miss question 1 and the other player gets it right. Now, gentlemen, you do have a few things up your sleeve. Each player has 2 passes and 1 time extension. You can use a pass at any time. You'll get 1 point for that. If you pass on question 1 right or wrong, you will get a second question, even if the other team gets that question right. But if you do pass, it will give the other player an opportunity to answer that same question. So you are running the risk of the other player getting it right. And then time extension is 30 seconds. So not quite a brand new clock, but pretty close. Gentlemen, how do you feel?
Terrified.
I was saying that to my wife before the game. I am absolutely so nervous because I've spent my whole life oh yeah, I'm the movie guy. I know everything. And I've never really had to put that on the line in front of another person who probably is a self-proclaimed movie guy. So I'm terrified.
So that was exactly my point all day. I was like, this is what I've considered my wheelhouse, and what if I'm terrible? Then I got to reevaluate my entire life.
This could change my entire life.
Or at least the dynamic within your trivia team, right? They're going to be like, Clint knows. No, wait, Clint lost the movie trivia. He is no longer our movie guy. Because you always have the one resident movie guy that's really not there for anything else, just like the resident music person. You know, that's just what they're there for. Hey, when it's movies or music, I got you. When it's geography or anything else, you're out on your own. All right, gentlemen, before we get started, let's go online real quick. Let's see who all is here to join us. We got Carissa Garrison back on with us. Let's see. Looks like Anita is having a birthday. She's 15 today. Jeff, I think you robbed the cradle there, my friend. Glenn with his resident ABBA. Hillary is on here, and she says she is excited to defeat my husband. That's Corey's beautiful wife. So she's going to be playing there, probably right next to him and snickering when she gets one, and he doesn't. Randy Salas is back with us once again. Angela Bell back with us. Joe, very excited about tonight's matchup. You both know Joe, and he is a good one. Joe saying happy birthday to Anita. All right, first and foremost, guys, before we start the game, hours ago, I picked a number between 1 and 10. Whoever is the closest will be our first player. Clint, since it's your first time on the stream, we're going to let you pick. So out loud, give us a number 1 through 10.
Right in the middle, 5.
He's going right down the middle with a 5. All right, Corey, you give us a number.
I'm going to go with 4.
He's going with 4. The number I picked earlier today was 3. So Corey will be player number 1. Corey will be
good. I wanted to go second.
It's all part of the master plan. It's all part of the master plan. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Remember, 40 seconds, and we ask that you do not submit your answer till you start hearing the beeps. Multiple choice will be the first category. You will have 4 different multiple choices. Other than that, everything strictly from the movie category. I will continue to say from the movie category simply because I'm a robot and I can't do anything out of place.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah, it's muscle memory. Stacy, good to see Stacy online. She said, first time here. Well, welcome, everybody. Tell Stacy hello. All right.
Hi, Stacy.
Glenn said, don't pick 4.2. That didn't work out well for him. All right, I digress. Here we go, gentlemen. For multiple choice, starting with Corey. Which of the following movies was the first film to be translated into a Native American language? Dances with Wolves, Star Wars, or Gone with the Wind?
40 seconds.
Which of the following movies was the first film to be translated into a Native American language? Dances with Wolves, Star Wars, or Gone with the Wind?
That's a good one, John.
It is a good one.
Yeah, start off with the softballs there.
Multiple choice. You got a 33% chance here. 0.33.
Right. Oh, man. I feel like they're
10
valid
seconds left.
would be all 3. I think I'm going to go with Gone with the Wind.
He goes with Gone with the Wind. Oh, I guess I need to pull up my sound effects over here to tell you if you're right or wrong. I'm new, guys. Bear with me.
I need you to be a professional.
I'm trying. The trivia stream company is going to be very upset at me. All right, here we go. He said, Gone with the Wind. That is incorrect. So if Clint gets it right, he will steal the second question from Corey. Which of the following movies was the first film to be translated into a Native American language? Dances with Wolves, Star Wars, or Gone with the Wind?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I'm going to try and go obvious with Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves is his answer. Incorrect, which means Star Wars is the correct answer. Is that not incredible?
Yeah, I just don't see a lot of Native Americans caring about space fighting.
And here's what...
Go ahead and log off here, John.
You go ahead and logging off. First question, getting off.
Star Wars fan, and this is hugely embarrassing.
This is what'll blow your mind even more. It didn't happen until 2013. It didn't happen until 2013. So it wasn't even like when Star Wars first came out and was really big. Yeah. Incredible, right?
Okay.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
All right, so nobody gets a point, but since Clint failed to steal, Corey will get a second question. But right or wrong, it will go over to Clint for the next one. Let's go online real quick. Tim Bell went with B, Wolves, with Bobby Hopkins. Sam Smith went with Star Wars, and Sam Smith has only seen about 5 movies his entire life. David Johns with Star Wars. Renee was Star Wars, but with a question mark. Dances with Wolves makes sense, but that is why I put it in there. All right. One more for Corey. Here we go, Corey. Which Ridley Scott movie was based on the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
40 seconds.
What Ridley Scott movie was based on the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
So the cool thing is, this is one of my favorite movies ever. So I do know the answer, but I'm going to just hang out and talk about how great this movie is when we get there. It's a great film.
Kind of falls in both your wheelhouses.
Philip K. Dick, the novelist, but now I'm just
10 seconds left.
We're good with that. We want everybody to have a chance to at home. All right, what do you got for me?
The correct answer is Blade Runner.
Blade Runner is his answer. That is the correct answer. Blade Runner is the correct answer. So the first point of the game goes to Corey. And it sounded like from Clint's disgust after you gave us that answer that he knew that one as well. Is that right, Clint?
Yeah, I wrote it on the paper.
Oh, he's actually got his paper with him. That's pretty good. There's some context clues in there, even if you didn't, know it right away. There is some context clues in there for sure.
That's true.
All right, let's go online and let's see. Same Cletus wrote, same guy who wrote Man in the High Castle, wrote the book, Philip Dick, so he knew a lot of it. Blade Runner from Eric. We got a pass from Lisa Truitt. Born Identity says Sam Smith. That's one of my favorite movies. I'm a big Born Identity fan. Blade Runner from Daniel Thompson. Tom Carey with Blade Runner. Zach Taylor, good to see you on, brother. He has Blade Runner. Tim Bell with Blade Runner. Joe with Blade Runner. A lot of Blade Runners in there, but not quite worth Mr. McConaughey coming out. So it's 1-0 right now, and now we'll go over to Clint for his first real question of the game. Here we go, Clint. What was the first movie released by Pixar after it was bought by Disney?
40 seconds.
What was the first movie released by Pixar after it was bought by Disney?
That's a good one.
That is. I'm just reeling off in my head right now.
Right? I'm trying to
driving me crazy.
You do get 2 pass cards, but it is a bit early.
Yeah.
10 seconds left.
Got some passes online. Your answer, sir?
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo is his answer. Incorrect. Corey has an opportunity to steal here. If he's wrong, it will go back to Clint for one more question, but if he gets it right, it'll go back over to Corey. We'll read it again. What was the first movie released by Pixar after Disney bought them?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Split between 2. I can't remember what came out first. Some old Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. is his answer. Incorrect. Now, would it help either one of you if I said one of the most legendary actors of all time lended his voice to this movie in his final movie credit?
Yep. Cars. Paul Newman.
Paul Newman, Cars is the correct answer. Absolutely. 2006.
That is the worst Pixar movie ever made.
I agree. I'm a huge Pixar movie. I've never.
And they've made 3 of them.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on the second Wall-E. I'm still waiting on the second Wall-E.
I'm still waiting on Incredibles 3, 4, and 5.
Right. I've never understood. I'm a grown man. I have no children. I will go to a movie theater and watch animated movies. And I've never quite understood the Cars thing. I don't think it's terrible, but For Pixar, to me, it's just Pixar knocks everything out of the ballpark. So it shocked me when they.
It's bottom shelf.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Was it The Good Dino? That other one? I didn't see that one either, but I heard that one.
The Good Dinosaur was decent.
It was better than Cars. I do think it was better than Cars. Yeah.
Everything was better than Cars.
Let's see. Carissa is disagreeing. She says Cars is great. It grows on you after the 547th time. I'm assuming.
I don't know Carissa, but she's wrong.
I'm feeling she has plenty of children. Anita put Wally, Monsters Inc. from Daniel, Toy Story from Renee, Madagascar, all over the place. A Wally. Toy Story from Stacy, Sam with Wally, Toy Story 2 from Bobby. I don't see any Cars in here. So nicely, I guess it's nicely done that you weren't the only one to get it wrong. Right. So since Corey,
that was definitely a little bit later than I expected.
Yeah, and
that being longer ago, but
maybe you wish it was longer ago. Let's put it further and further. Let's put it further and further in the rear view.
Hey-o.
Oh, look at that.
All right, we're going to stick with Clint for this one. Right or wrong, it'll go over to Corey for the next one. 1-0 is our score. For which Christopher Nolan sci-fi film did he plant a 500-acre field of corn and later sell it for a profit?
40 seconds.
For which Christopher Nolan sci-fi film did he plant a 500-acre field of corn and later sell it? Remember, you got two passes if you want to use one.
John, while Clint's thinking, can you remind me if he gets this wrong, do I get a chance to answer this, or is that only on the first question?
Nope, you get a chance to answer this one.
Okay, gotcha. So I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I know the answer to this.
What you got for me, Clint?
Interstellar.
Interstellar is his answer. That is the correct answer. Interstellar is the correct answer. You did not sound super confident about that. And
I'll tell you why.
All right.
It's the only Christopher Nolan movie I never watched, so I just deducted everything I have watched, and that was his only sci-fi credit, I guess.
He doesn't have a ton of technically sci-fi.
Up until maybe Tenet coming out.
That to me, Interstellar is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movies. And I always gauge how good I think a movie is by how long it sticks with me after I watch it for the first time. And I felt like that movie stuck with me for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I would find myself driving in the car 2 weeks later and still thinking about parts of that movie. I love that movie. I think
that's the same gauge I use with what's a great movie.
Yeah. How long does it stick with you? And then, of course, over time, how many times can you rewatch it and still enjoy it, which I think I've seen that movie now probably a half dozen times, and it always kind of sticks with me. Right. So
I agree. I think the movie's got some problems, but I do think that it has the most heart-wrenchingly emotional way to show like black holes and like what can happen, where like time works differently in black holes.
Yep.
Like you might not think when someone explains that to you, like, oh, a scientific concept like that, I can't really imagine how that could be emotionally devastating. Go watch Interstellar.
Go watch Interstellar.
Was that a spoiler? Did I avoid spoilers in that movie for 7 years for you to spoil it for me now?
No, that wasn't a spoiler at all.
Okay, good.
You could watch. I've seen the movie 6 times, and I don't know if I can give you spoilers because it is pretty complicated. It deals with.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's hard to explain.
Time continuum and stuff like that. But it's really interesting. All right, guys, we're down to 38 minutes on the game clock. I'm gonna speed up a little bit here for you. Back over to Corey on this one. A 1-1 game. This will be Corey's first question. Here we go. In the movie The Godfather, what fruit is strongly associated with the death of many characters?
40 seconds.
In the movie The Godfather, what fruit is strongly associated with the death of many characters?
Oh, man. All I can think of right now is the line, take the cannoli, which obviously is not a fruit, but
that's a fruit.
oh man,
10 seconds left.
Got an answer?
All right, I'm gonna go with- and I hope that everybody can agree that this should be classified as a fruit, because if I'm remembering this particular scene, it should be a tomato.
Tomato is his answer. That is incorrect. That means Clint has an opportunity for a point and a steal here. In the movie The Godfather, what fruit is strongly associated with the death of many characters?
10, 9, 8,
I'm just gonna go with strawberries.
Strawberries is his answer. That is incorrect. The correct answer is oranges. Oranges is the correct answer. In many scenes when The Godfather was, spoiler, by the way, from 1972, when he was shot down in the street, he was carrying a bag of oranges. And then there's multiple other scenes when someone dies. There's like oranges on the table. They're just always kind of strategically placed, kind of like Superman and Seinfeld. They're kind of just in the background in different places.
I was trying to remember the final scene when he goes out to like do something with some of his plants and dies, and I was like, maybe he was doing something with his tomato.
Yeah, that was it was years later.
That was actually that was a different movie, wasn't it? That was Paul Sorvino getting killed in his tomato farm in Goodfellas.
Ooh, another
Oh
gangster.
no, I'm talking about like when Marlon Brando goes out with one of those like old school. Like,
Oh, I got you.
things.
In 2, that was in the second one, right? Or was that in the maybe that was at the very end of the first one?
The first. He dies, but it's like of old age.
Yeah. All right, so Clint, that was your second one. Or excuse me, that was
That was my
Corey's
steal
second
attempt.
one. Yep. And but Corey, that was Corey's second question in a row. So we'll go back over now for the next question to Clint. All right. So here we go. Multiple choice. Back to multiple choice. Still a 1-1 game. Which of the following films was released in the late 2000s, making Catherine Bigelow the first woman ever to win Director of the Year?
40.
Oh, wait. I got to read them to you first. The Hurt Locker, Insidious, or Lone Survivor?
40 seconds.
Which of the following films was released in the late 2000s, giving Catherine Bigelow the first woman to win Director of the Year? Hurt Locker, Insidious, or Lone Survivor?
I'll just say she should have won some kind of award for Point Break, because that's a classic.
She should have.
10 seconds left.
Still have a pass if you'd like it.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it. You're just waiting on the beeps.
Yeah.
Your answer, sir?
It was the Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker is his answer. That is the correct answer. The Hurt Locker is the correct answer. Nicely done. That puts Clint out in front by 1. He gets that one right. And I tell you what,
And you know the best thing about that is
what's that?
she beat her ex-husband James Cameron out for Best Picture on Avatar.
That's right. That's right. I forgot. I didn't even think about that.
Hey, thank God.
Wow. Got a lot of Hurt Lockers online. Randy Salas, Amanda with Hurt Locker, Anita with Hurt Locker, Hurt Locker from Zach, Eric, Cletus with Hurt Locker. Uh-oh.
All right.
Nicely done. Our first McConaughey alarm that puts Clint out in front by 1. He has one more question coming to him. Here we go. Both our guys have both their passes and their extra time left. This is kind of funny. This one comes up because this was up in one of the other streams, and I believe, Clint, you commented about it. What was the 5th and final Dirty Harry film in the series? So there were 5 in the series. What was the 5th and final Dirty Harry film?
40 seconds.
Right or wrong, it will go over to Corey after this question. I think your dog knows.
That's not my dog. That's a different dog.
Oh.
10
My dog is
seconds
asleep.
It's a good dog.
He is. Alright, so I'll tell you this. I am not versed in Dirty Harry, so I'm going to go with pass.
All right, so you're going to use a pass, so that will automatically give you a point. You will lose a pass card. It will go over to Corey for this question. If you're wrong, you still get another question since this was his second question. So we'll read it one more time. What was the fifth and final film in the Dirty Harry series?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Split between
5.
two. And the only reason I even know this is because I bought a box set at one point in my life and never watched them, but I had it on my shelf. I am going to go with, and I'm only going to go with this because I like this Marvel character too. Is it the Deadpool?
The Deadpool?
Yes!
That is the correct answer. The Deadpool is the correct answer. Nicely done, Corey. Nicely done. Now, since you got that one right, you do only get one more question, but that would tie the game up if you were able to get that. All right, we're on question number 9, so almost to the halfway point. We got 31 minutes on the game clock. In 1996, this question for Corey, in 1996, what movie became the first to ever be released on DVD?
40 seconds.
In 1996, what movie became the first to ever be released on DVD? Well-known movie, not some obscure straight to DVD type thing.
What's funny is I remember the infomercials for when DVD first came out, and they had, they were like $1,000 for the DVD player, and then they showed like one of the 5 movies that were available.
Yeah.
$45. And they were in those
10
awful
seconds
cases.
left.
I think I'm gonna have to pass because I can't stay within certainty.
Going with pass. All right, so that loses. That's one pass for Corey. It does tie the game up, but it will go over to Clint here. Clint, since that was his second question, right or wrong, you will get at least one more, but you got 10 seconds. I'll read it again. In 1996, what movie became the first to ever be released on DVD?
10, 9,
It's
8,
funny, I went back to, there was only 5 movies available. And I'm just trying to think of the ones that you could get, and there's only 2 coming to mind, so I'm going to go with Lost in Space.
Lost in Space is his answer.
Ah,
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Twister. Twister
No.
is the correct
no
answer.
clue.
I thought it was The Mask.
The Mask with Jim Carrey.
I had Fifth Element down and Lost in Space and ugh.
That's impressive. So I always remember it because Twister is it spins and a DVD spins. So whenever
There you
I
go.
read that, for some reason that stuck with me. All right. So that did tie the game up at 3 apiece. And what'd you say?
I said this is so stressful.
It is stressful. It's stressful for me, and I'm not even playing. It's a 3-3 game. Clint used his pass card. Let's see. So now I'm gonna make sure I'm not getting lost. I'm trying to remember the rules too. Who got the first one there?
I'm on my second question.
Okay. So one more here for Clint. What famous Marilyn Monroe comedy pictured her famously standing over a subway vent with her skirt blowing?
40 seconds.
What famous Marilyn Monroe comedy pictured her famously standing over a subway vent with her skirt blowing?
Good question, because I think a lot of those like iconic film images sometimes we forget. where they.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did it even came from a film? It was just a publicity thing. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
10 seconds
This
left.
is Clint's second question here. Your answer, sir?
Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot is his answer. Incorrect. Over to Corey. What famous Marilyn Monroe comedy pictured her famously standing over a subway vent with her skirt blowing? 10 seconds.
10, 9,
Well, it's cool because I could only remember two, and that was one of mine that he said. I'm going to go with my other guess, which also might not even be right. But
1.
is it Gentlemen Prefer Blondes?
Gentlemen prefer blondes. That is incorrect. The correct answer is the 7-year itch. The 7-year itch is the correct answer.
I bet my wife's inside laughing at me right now.
She a big Marilyn Monroe fan?
I don't know. She just knows old movies.
Well, let's go online, see if anybody else knew some of these old movies. David Johns was 7-year itch. Carissa was 7-year itch. Randy Salas had Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot there. A lot going with Some Like It Yacht. Rob said Sergeant York. A lot of Some Like It Hot. Only a handful of 7-year itch. Let's see. Joe had it. Let's see.
I wonder if Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is even a Marilyn Monroe movie. There may be people laughing at me about that.
I cannot confirm or deny that one.
Neither can I.
Yep. All right, so it is over to Corey now. He'll have one. It's still a 3-3 game. Here we go. This is Corey's first question. In a list comprised, the year is important here. The year is important. In a list comprised in 2005, what movie line did the American Film Institute vote as the greatest of all time?
40 seconds.
So this is pre-2005. In a list comprised in 2005, what movie line did the American Film Institute vote as the greatest of all time? We got a 3-3 game. Corey's first question.
So I think if it's pre-2005, is if my dates are right, that's going to preclude Cars, which is kind of hard to believe.
Lightning McQueen here. Didn't make the cut.
I think there are several that I've
10
probably seen
seconds left.
before, and there are several that have hovered around that top spot. I'm going to go with from Gone with the Wind, Frankly My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn.
Oh, I forgot. I have to tell you, any answer you give, you have to say it like you're in the movie.
Okay, I'll do my best. Here. Okay. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That is the correct answer. Nicely done. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. There's so many you could go with that.
I know. I was split between that and Darth Vader, or something.
That's where I was between those two also.
Right.
I Am Your Father.
Luke, right. I Am Your Father. That's a good one.
He actually doesn't. Yeah. That's what. Oh.
That's true.
I would have guessed wrong.
Yeah, that's why we're really good friends now.
Yo, two peas in a pod, man.
A line, John, because okay.
I know he doesn't actually say that. I know. It's just like in Star Trek, the phrase "Beam me up, Scotty" is not once said.
Yeah, they never actually said. It's so interesting how that
it's just the way
borderline like Mandela effect.
Yeah. Look at Sam Smith actually had that one right, or he just really doesn't care about the answer to the question. Not sure. David Johns with May the Force Be With You. I'll Be Back. We did have Randy Salas with Frankly My Dear. Ray Miller with Frankly My Dear. A lot of Frankly My Dears. We got a decent amount. Not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but Anita with it right as well. The Birthday Girl got that one right as well. Well done, Corey, out in front by 1, 4-3. Over to Corey for his second question of this
I think this is my second question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he stole my Marilyn Monroe question, so that was his second question, right?
Now let's see. Let me make sure. Let me.
Is that right, Corey?
Let me pause.
No, I got it wrong. So do we just keep moving since I got it wrong?
Oh yeah. Since on a steal, if you get it wrong, he still gets 2 questions.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's a good question. So if he would have stole it and gotten it right, he would have only got 1 more. But since he got the steal wrong and it was your second question, he still gets 2. That is,
right.
We're working our way through this, gentlemen. All right, Corey, for multiple choice. Which of the following games was not played by Bill and Ted Against Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Which one was not played? Twister, Battleship, or Candyland?
40 seconds.
Which of the following games was not played by Bill and Ted Against Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Twister, Battleship, or Candyland? 2 were, 1 was not.
Man, I am really regretting not finishing up that double feature I started a couple weeks ago, where my wife and I started the first movie, and then we ended up not getting all. We were going to watch them both.
It's so good.
Man, I feel like I can picture them playing all 3 of those.
10 seconds left.
If you pass, you still get a point.
I'm going to go with Candyland.
Candyland. He got it in there just under the wire. Candyland. That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. Candyland. For anybody at home, you'll see up on your screen, there's actually the 2 pictures of them playing Battleship and Twister. And what a cinematic moment to see those 2 guys playing Twister with death. I mean, that's something that'll stick with you.
You know, I knew that they were going to be playing off of the chess scene between Death from that one famous movie that I can't remember right now. And so I thought Battleship made a lot of sense because it's like kind of strategic, but
yeah,
I couldn't remember. I thought Twister would probably be visually funny. So.
And it was very.
It
much
was
so.
visually funny, and I hate you that you got that right.
You knew that. You were ready for that one, weren't you? You were locked and loaded for
I
that.
was. I need some switcheroos here.
maybe we'll look into adding that into the game later on. Let's go. Candyland from Randy Salas, Zach Taylor with Candyland, Glenn with Candyland. We had a Twister in there from Lisa, Battleship from Bill, Candyland from Rob, Anita with Candyland. Decent amount of Candylands. Kat with Candyland, Bobby with Candyland. So that was about 80% right. And how about this? It's Amanda's birthday as well. Happy birthday, Amanda. Wow.
Happy birthday.
2 birthdays. And both of them, no, it's Monday. I don't know what day it is. I was about to say today was Wednesday. My days are so jacked up. Yeah.
It's a confusing time.
It's a very confusing time. All right, I'm not confused about this. It's back over to Clint now for his first question. Here we go. Still got 1 pass. If you pass on this one, right or wrong from Corey, you will get a second one. What was the name? Listen carefully. What was the name of the baseball league in the classic film A League of Their Own?
40 seconds.
What was the name of the baseball league, not the name of the team, the baseball league in the classic film A League of Their Own? You're welcome, Amanda. Still have a pass card if you'd like. You'll get a second question regardless, but it will give Corey a chance to steal or a chance to get a point.
Ten seconds left.
I'm going to use that pass card.
He's going to use the pass. So here we go. We'll give the pass here. That'll give him his 4th point. Corey will have a chance to answer this one, but right or wrong, it will go back over to Clint for 1 more question. We'll read it again, Corey. What was the name of the baseball league in the classic film A League of Their Own?
10, 9,
You know,
8,
great
7,
movie.
6,
There's no crying in trivia, which is something
4,
that's important for everybody.
3,
So I'm not going to
2,
cry. Do you want the full name or the acronym or?
The full thing.
I'm gonna go with, the WBL, the Women's Baseball League.
And you didn't cry, so that is, you know, that's in the running for greatest movie quote as well. There's no crying in baseball. That's got to be in the running, top 10. But ultimately,
Easy.
incorrect, Corey. So we'll stay with Clint for 1 more question. The correct answer is the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, the AAGPBL. That's why
That really rolls off the tongue.
it just rolls, doesn't it? The AAGBBL. Yeah, no kidding. You can actually, in the picture, if you see it online, it's the classic scene of him saying there is no crying in baseball, and Tom Hanks has the patch there on the side of his sleeve. All right, so Clint's going to get question 2 here. If he gets this one right, it will give Clint an opportunity to, it will tie the game. Clint is out of pass cards. All right, here we go. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. For Clint, what was the name of the fictional burger chain that director Quentin Tarantino often uses in his films, including Pulp Fiction?
40 seconds.
What is the name of the fictional burger chain that director Quentin Tarantino often uses in his films, including Pulp Fiction? Clint, you strike me as a Quentin Tarantino fan. I have nothing to base that on, but you seem like a guy that would be into those movies.
I am a Tarantino fan ever since I bought Pulp Fiction on VHS, used at Hollywood Video on Northfield Boulevard.
Nice.
God bless you, sir.
10 seconds left.
John, I feel like he knows.
I got so much doubt in my mind right now. I'm just all over the place.
What you
I'm
got
gonna
for
say
me?
Big Kahuna.
Big Kahuna is his answer. That is the correct answer. The Big Kahuna. That is a tasty burger.
That's it. That's a Royale with cheese.
One of my all-time favorite movies. Love that movie. I actually last night I'm kind of sorry to say this because it's been up on Netflix for a while, and I started it last night, but I fell asleep in it. But The Hateful Eight, I have not seen it yet. I got like 10 minutes into it and just passed out.
So the
Hateful Eight's good. Once Upon a Time, Hollywood is great.
Yeah, there's he recut Hateful Eight as like a 4-part miniseries that's on Netflix.
I'm glad you told me that because I saw that and got confused.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should watch that.
an extended version.
Okay.
But
It's
chapters.
what, 4 hours long or something?
Honestly, though, I think it's in that format. I think it's way better. I really enjoyed the long.
So same story, just
Oh,
done
yeah.
a little differently.
It's kind of like it's sort of like a director's cut, but it's also like a whole different experience because he kind of moved things from the end of the movie into chapter 1.
The timelines.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I might do that. Maybe that's because I saw that last night and I started getting confused because I thought maybe they did a TV show, but I was like, he wouldn't have had all these actors in this TV show. So
But
impressive.
the real question is Kill Bill 1 movie or 2?
You know, he considers it 1, so I'll go with 1. Because how many did he say he was going to do? Like a dozen? Was that as many as he was going to do, or something like that?
He's 10. He was going to do 10.
10. Yeah.
You know, I think as long as one of the especially in this world of director's cuts coming to Netflix and everything, the fact that we still don't have the Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair cut that he has just talked about for years and years.
I know.
Yeah.
'Cause that's, I mean, I've been waiting on that since I was in high school.
I'm a big fan of the Kill Bill movies as well. All right, a lot of Big Kahunas on here. Bridget with Big Kahuna, Angela Bell with Big Kahuna. I can't say Big Kahuna without, in my head, hearing Samuel L. Jackson. That is a tasty burger. You know what? That could have been, I'm not going to say it on here, but that could have been one of the famous lines too. Say what one more time. All right, so Clint has...
How dare you?
Yeah. Clint has tied the game up. It's 5-5. It's back over to Corey now for question number 1. We're down to 14 minutes on the game clock. Here we go, Corey. What is the name of the hotel in the film The Shining?
40 seconds.
What is the name of the hotel in the film The Shining?
You know, John, I got to say, I feel pretty privileged because now this is the second question about a super favorite film of mine.
Oh, really?
I'm a huge Kubrick fan, but Shining, I think, is it's my favorite of his films. And it's also like, I'm a huge horror film fan too, which I know we've discussed. And it's such an epic
10 seconds left.
film. And I still need to watch Dr. Sleep. I didn't care for the book as much, but I hear the movie's pretty good. Anyway, the Overlook.
The Overlook Hotel is his answer. That is the correct answer. The Overlook Hotel, precisely the Grand Overlook Hotel, but of course, mostly known as the Overlook Hotel. Corey, in all our conversations, that's one. I'm not a big horror movie guy. I'll watch maybe one a year. So that's where you and I really diverge a lot in our movie watching habits. About once a year, I'll sit down. Now, old school horror, I'll go back and watch a lot, like The Shining, Poltergeist, Halloween, things like that. But so many of the horror movies that come out now, I feel like they're just jump scream, like somebody just jumping out of a bush, and that to me doesn't appeal to me. Yes, it scares me, but it seems cheap.
Horror and comedy are the two genres that you can get by with, least common denominator, where you can make a fart joke in a comedy and a lot of people are still going to laugh, or you make a jump scare in a horror movie and a lot of people are still going to jump. Okay, this is a good movie. But no, I completely agree. A lot of modern horror, it's not great. You really have to kind of dig to find the good stuff, but it's always been my absolute favorite genres.
Joe just commented, "Oh crap, that's a real place." Yes, it is 100% a real place. Look it up. There's an amazing amount of people that have weddings there. It's a hugely popular place for weddings. Sam Smith went with Bates Motel. Right genre, wrong story. Overlook from Kat, from Eric, from Daniel, from Bobby. A lot of overlooks in here. Joe went with the Timberline Lodge. Angela with the Overlook as well. All right, Corey, that gives you 6 points. And you've got one more question coming to you. Here we go. Okay. In the 1957 Billy Wilder film, The Spirit of St. Louis, what actor played Charles Lindbergh?
40 seconds.
In the 1957 Billy Wilder film, The Spirit of St. Louis, who played Charles Lindbergh? 11 minutes left here on the game clock.
That's a tough one. I have not seen that film. I'll go ahead and confess that. I have a couple people in mind just that might have been likely to be in a big movie like that in that era.
10 seconds left.
However, I think I'll probably use my last pass on this one.
You're using your final pass, so that will give you your 7th point. So no more passes. And right or wrong here, Clint, you got a chance to answer this one. Right or wrong, you will get another one. So we'll ask it again. In the 1957 Billy Wilder film, The Spirit of St. Louis, what actor played Charles Lindbergh?
10, 9.
I have no idea, so let's go with
6, 5.
Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole. Peter O'Toole. It's a character as well in Family Guy.
Just go ahead and pull that one out.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart is the correct answer. Got it up on the screen right now. Yeah, he was Charles Lindbergh. That was, I would not have got that one. And Corey, I would also say, Corey, you watch a lot more of the classic films than I do. I have never seen Spirit of St. Louis. Not going to lie, don't really have much of a desire to watch it either.
And I'm not just saying this because it would be easy to lie. That legitimately was going to be my guess.
Was
just
it?
Because
time period?
The time period and the director. He worked with Billy Wilder a few times.
Yeah.
But still, I'm not saying that I knew that.
I knew that.
I would have been completely shot in the dark lucky on that one. But
so using your pass was a safe bet, though, is what you're saying. Using your pass. So let's see, David Johns. You weren't the only one. Got a lot of passes online. Jimmy Stewart from Daniel Thompson. We did have a Jimmy Stewart from David Johns. Doug Fairbanks from Bobby Hopkins. Got a Cary Grant from Hillary. So Jimmy Stewart as well from Eric. Jimmy Stewart from Tim Bell. So about half and half on that one as well. All righty, guys. It is now. Corey used his pass there for a second one, so it's over to Clint here. Clint, you're down by 2. Here we go.
And I got 2 questions, right?
If you get this one right, correct, yes.
I got you. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Give me an easy one.
Hey, it's multiple choice. It's multiple choice.
Oh, that's the best.
Which of these famous movies is the only one to have won Picture of the Year at the Oscars? A Wonderful Life, What's Eating Gilbert Grape or Rain Man?
40 seconds.
Which of these famous films is the only one to have won Picture of the Year at the Oscars? A Wonderful Life, speaking of Jimmy Stewart. What's Eating Gilbert Grape or Rain Man? 8 minutes on the game clock.
Ten seconds left.
You have a one-time extension if you would like it.
No, I got an answer.
All right.
I think it's Rain Man. I know Dustin Hoffman won for that, and I think it won Best Picture also.
Rain Man is his answer. That is the correct answer. Rain Man is the correct answer, and you are right. Dustin Hoffman won a slew of awards for that question. Down to 7:20 on our game clock, and we're going to go right into your next question, Clint. All right, here we go. In the film Forrest Gump, Forrest narrates the film from a park bench. In what well-known city is he in?
40 seconds.
In the film Forrest Gump, Forrest famously narrates the film from a park bench. In what city is he in, sitting on the bench?
Boy, that is minutia.
Getting down to the end of the game, fellas.
I know.
This could tie it up for you.
10 seconds left.
Since he lived in Alabama, I'm going to go with Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery.
Wild guess.
Montgomery is his answer.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. So, Corey, you have a chance here. If you get this right, you'll build a 2-point lead and have one more question. If you're wrong, you will still get another question. In the film Forrest Gump, Forrest narrates the film from a park bench. In what well-known city?
10, 9,
This will either be a great moment for the people who run the Nashville podcast, Your Inner Child is an Idiot, or a terrible moment. They watched movies from their youth and decide, is it any good? And they watched Forrest Gump, and they couldn't decide where he was in the beginning, but one of them said they were pretty sure it was Savannah.
Savannah.
So I'm gonna go with
That's your answer, Savannah.
Whoa.
Is the correct answer. Savannah is the correct answer. Nicely done.
That was a good get right there.
That is a good get.
There's no way they're listening to this, but your inner child is they watch shows and movies from like the 80s and 90s and they talk about whether or not they're still good.
That is well done.
Okay.
All right, that gives you a 2-point lead. You got a chance to seal it here, but if you miss this next question, it will give Clint a chance to steal and get himself back into the ball game. So here we go. Less than 5 minutes on the game clock. I love this question. All right. In the classic film Blazing Saddles, what is the last name shared by all of the citizens of Rock Ridge?
Seconds.
In the classic film Blazing Saddles, what is the last name shared by all of the citizens of Rock Ridge?
You know what's funny is all I can immediately think of is another Mel Brooks movie with the Spaceballs and the "I'm surrounded by assholes" quote, which is also.
That's one of my hotkeys at trivia.
Oh man, I am sad to say
10
I have
seconds
no idea.
left.
No idea on this one.
I have seen that movie a few times, but I don't know it as well as some people. I'm going to go with, because of the topic of the movie, I'm going to say that all their last names are White.
That's a good guess. White is his answer. Now, that was his second question since he got the steal. So, Clint, if you get this one right, you'll be 1 point away from tying this up. We'll ask it again. In the classic film Blazing Saddles, what is the last name shared by all the citizens of Rock Ridge?
10, 9,
I have no idea, but I'm just going to go with Brooks, as in Mel Brooks.
Brooks is his answer. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Johnson. Johnson is the correct answer.
Big Johnson, Little Johnson. Yeah.
If you see the picture that's up on the screen, but they're having like a city council meeting, and in the back they've got all of the names in the city, and they all say Johnson, but like with a different first name. So it's all like TK Johnson, JB Johnson. Every single one of them was named Johnson. All right, Clint, it's still going to go over to you for this question. And you, I can't remember if there's one or two questions left. But here we go. What famous composer wrote the scores for the films Gladiator, The Last Samurai, and The Lion King?
40 seconds.
What famous composer wrote the scores for Gladiator, Last Samurai, and The Lion King?
Man, that's one to go out on right there.
There is one more question, so you do have a chance to tie it up.
All right, well, there's all of three composers I know. I'll go back to The Lion King, but that
10
was...
seconds left.
You can get a time extension if you want it.
No, I'm just going to throw one out. I'm going to throw out Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman is his answer.
Yeah.
Incorrect. We'll go to Corey with a chance to steal. What famous composer wrote the scores for the films Gladiator, Last Samurai, and The Lion King?
10, 9,
So
8,
I do know this
7,
one. and I'm pretty proud of myself.
6, 5,
Also did the score for Interstellar. We talked about
2,
before. Hans Zimmer is the answer.
Hans Zimmer is his answer. That is the correct answer. Hans Zimmer is the correct answer. So Corey actually steals that one for Clint. That does officially give Corey the win, as Clint is now mathematically eliminated. But because we all love trivia so much, we're going to ask the final question. And you guys only had 50 seconds left on the game clock, so that's pretty good. Let's go online real quick. I haven't talked to some of my online buddies in a while. Let's see. Hillary had Zimmer. Rob said Hans Gruber. John Williams from Sam. Eric had Zimmer. Let's see. Another John Williams. Hans Zimmer from Angela. Joe with Hans Zimmer. Daniel with Zimmer. And he did do Interstellar as well. I actually kind of forgot about that. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the final question just for fun. Corey, I do have something for you, though.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
All right, here we go. In the classic 1941 film, this is for Corey. In the classic 1941 film, Citizen Kane, what falls from the dying newspaper tycoon Charles Foster Kane's hand?
40 seconds.
In the classic 1941 film Citizen Kane, what falls from the dying newspaper tycoon Charles Foster Kane's hand?
Well, I do know this one right off, if only because as someone who studied film at least as much as I could at school, this is like the greatest film ever made, according to just about any list that you see online. So any film history
10
class,
seconds left.
you got to watch Citizen Kane. So I do know this one, and it's not a sled. Spoilers, but it is a snow.
Snow globe is his answer. That is the correct answer. Snow globe is the correct answer. Nicely done. All right, I gotta be honest with you, Corey. I gotta be honest with you. I have not seen it. Is it one I should go and watch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If only for it's one of those that it is long and it's a movie like of its time, but it's really incredible to think about the things that they did when it came out. I mean, like the camera work and the performances, and even just the sheer audacity that Orson Welles was like, I'm going to write this, I'm going to direct it, I'm going to star in this 3-hour epic about Charles Foster Kane, and it's very cool.
It wasn't he was in like his early 20s when he did it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like, it's one of the first big things he did. I mean, he had done stuff before, but he was definitely unreal as far as his creative output.
That's impressive. So the final, Corey finishes with 10 correct answers. Clint finishes with 6. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. We're going to go online here in just a moment. First, we want to thank our great contestants, Corey and Clint. Corey, you've been on once before. We do appreciate you coming back on. Really enjoyed doing this for you guys. I really enjoyed writing these questions and putting this game together. But a lot of fun. Well done. And since you've been on here before, Clint, as you have heard, a lot of the people we have on here for the first time, if there's anything you want to say, we'll give you the floor right now during one of the most crazy times in the history of our country. We'll give you the floor to talk to all the Brainiacs in just a moment.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy, but I just appreciate what you're doing. Kind of gives us 5 days of normal behavior again. So just keep doing it, and we'll get back to normal.
I think
appreciate it.
I think it's coming a lot sooner rather than later now. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Well done, and hopefully we'll be able to catch up with both you guys in person on down the road. Thanks, guys. That is Corey and Clint. Well done. Let's go online. Start throwing your scores out there, guys. Let's see. Glenn said we got distracted for a bit. Glenn, let's keep this PG here, brother. Let's see. Kat said, I don't know how many points we got, but I had 3 glasses of wine, so you got 3. That is a win. Daniel, you are very welcome. It was a great game, Hillary. Guys, first and foremost, for hanging out with me, I want to thank all of our regular locations. Can't wait to be back with them again. A-Hearts, Legends, Hop Springs, MJ, Station Grill, Stars of Strike, Sammy B's, Level 3. We would be at Level 3 in A-Hearts tonight. Myself hosting at Level 3, Sam Smith at A-Hearts. And very soon, the Bavarian Beer House. Cannot wait to be back with those guys. Looks like maybe 2 weeks. I don't want to put the buggy in front of the horses, but that's the way it's possibly looking. 2 weeks. Guys, never expected, but always appreciated. If you would like to tip me, you can do so at Venmo, JohnBoy615. Venmo, JohnBoy615. Again, never expected, always appreciated. Let's see. Got 13 from David Johns. Glenn had no clue. Angela Bell with 16. Randy Salas with 9. Sam Smith with 7. Watch out. I see you, Sam. 11 points from Bobby. And Randy Salas had Snow Globe Cletus with Snow Globe. A lot of Snow Globes in there as well. Hillary with Snow Globe. Sam Smith had a rose. Guys, very excited to let you know on Wednesday we're going to have another brand new person on the stream. 50 Shades of Grey Matter. Glenn from 50 Shades of Grey Matter, you see him playing at a lot of different locations, mainly Level 3 and Station Grill, depending on his work schedule. But we're going to have him on Wednesday, and that's going to be our original format that's much more like a regular game, so it won't be a versus challenge type move game, but we will have will be an absolute blast. Remember, if you want to play the challenge game, all you got to do is send us a message, tell us who you would like to challenge and in what topic, and we'll put the game together for you. So we'll be back with you on Wednesday at 7 o'clock as we have Glenn from 50 Shades of Grey Matter on the stream in a solo game. Guys, thank you so much. Raz, hopefully in 2 weeks, we'll be back to our regular schedule as the stay-at-home might be lifted at that point. That's the way it's looking. Stay tuned to all of our social media. We'll definitely get that stuff out there. Guys, as always, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for playing. And, of course...
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Love you all. Wash your hands.
We appreciate your attendance. Please drive safely.